Now, what would happen when actually the loss happens? That part I'm going to demonstrate now. Let me show it to you now. Feel free to interrupt whenever you find something is not 100% clear to you. Okay, let us go to the next year. Let us say this is our timeline.
Sir, one thing I want to ask.
Yeah,
Like what we are doing account receivable, so these are short-term provisions.
yes, these are short term. Okay, short term and long term may vary depending upon not the name of the item. For example, here, because it is account receivable is not the reason why I will call it short term. Let us say you have given them a credit period of 5 months, because typically for account receivable people gives very short duration to pay back. That is why I would call it short term. ये समझ में आया सबको? For example, if your business is such that you are giving everybody, let's say 10 years of time to pay back, कि आप बहुत ही magnanimous हो, then you will get to know only at the end of 10th year that whether everybody paid back or not. So for that situation, even within account receivable, there will be some part of long-term provision and some part of short-term provision. So short-term or long-term has everything to do with the tenure when you think you are going to know whether the money is actually received or has it been defaulted. That should define, not the heading. Heading can be anything. Okay. Okay. Let us put some timeline to this example. Let us say this is where I had an opening balance sheet, and it is in the year 2020 that I have done the credit sale of 20 lakh rupees. For argument's sake, let us assume that in year 2021 we will get to know what happened to this 20 lakh rupees. Either people would have paid back or they would have defaulted. Either way, we will get to know what happened in the next year. Let's say. Is the assumption clear that what are we going to assume? Then what we would have done in the year 2021? Okay, so let's say year 2020 is over and now we are in 21. So in 21, following happened. Let us say this time the company decided that nothing doing, I don't want to take risk of the credit sale. So they did all the sales on cash, and fortunately they did the exactly same amount of sales. So sales was, let's say, 20 lakh rupees and COGS was, let us say, 7 lakh rupees. So what is the journal entry they would pass for this particular year? For this particular year's operation. Right now I have not come to the consideration that what happened to this 20. That I will come back later. That this year's own performance also must have been something. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's say this year's performance was as follows, that they did a sale of 20 lakh. This time everything was in cash. So one entry will be cash debit 20 lakh and credit and sales credit 20 lakh. And now there is only one expense I'm assuming, that of 7 lakh rupees of inventory, COGS. So we will say COGS expense debit and inventory credit. So this is the regular operation of the next year, that is 2021. Now let us come to the fact that we got to know what happened to this 20. Let us say case 1. Case 1 is, actually there are 3 cases possible, that the loss was exactly as we anticipated, the loss was more, or loss was less. We will deal with all of these 3. These are the only 3 possibilities. Okay, so let us discuss with the easiest one first, that we got to know that the loss was exactly same as we anticipated. We thought 4 lakh worth of money will be lost, and actually 4 lakh worth of money got lost. Then what do you do? Then this is what you do. Now you know what happened to this 20 lakh of account receivable. ये जो 20 लाख इधर बैठे हुए थे, ये जो अंकल लोग हैं इधर, these guys, you got to know exactly what happened to these. Some people paid off and some people have defaulted. But in either case, after I got to know what happened to this, I need to reduce this to 0, because after this event, either I have received the money and that is why I need to reduce it, or I have not received it and also I'm not going to receive it, that is why I need to reduce it. 4 lakh लोगों ने, sorry, for 4 lakh of receipt, people have defaulted, and for 16 lakh of receipt, people have paid back. So basically, I know that after this happens, I don't have this asset left any longer called account receivable. This asset is gone. So asset reduction is happening with what value? 20 lakh. ये समझ आया? 20 लाख का asset हमारा जा चुका है. Which asset? Account receivable. So we need to say that my asset has fallen down by 20 lakh. Which asset? Account receivable. Asset falling down by 20 lakh needs to be credited. Asset reduction should be credited. Now in return, 16 lakh has come back. So that has resulted in another increase in an asset. Cash debit 16 lakh rupees. ये समझ आया यहाँ तक? That of this reduction of account receivable, 16 was received in cash. So that is why I'm debiting cash. Now what about the 4 that was lost? The 4 that was lost, otherwise I would have created some expense debit here, but fortunately I have a cushion available for this situation. So what I will do is that I will debit that cushion. What was the name of the cushion? The name of the cushion was provision for bad debts. 4 lakh rupees. So notice after this what would happen in this year. Why have I created this elaborate example to show you this year's sale, this year's COGS and this year's collection? So that you can compare that what happened because of this provision. This is what would happen to the income statement and balance sheet. Let me prepare the income statement and balance sheet of this next year. That is year 2021. Okay, let us prepare the income statement and balance sheet of 2021. Where will this cash go? This cash will affect this year's balance sheet. So our cash will go up by this 20 and this 16. Right? So whatever was the cash, let us add 36 to that. Earlier cash was what? 40 lakhs? Yeah, 40 lakhs. So because of this year's receipts, my cash would have gone up. अच्छा इन्वेंट्री खरीदना पड़ेगा ना, आया कहां से इतना इन्वेंट्री? 3 लाख की इन्वेंट्री थे भाई, कहीं से तो खरीदना पड़ेगा. या ओनली दिस मच ऑफ इन्वेंट्री वाज लेफ्ट. ये समझ आ गया that what am I doing right now? I cannot steal somebody else's inventory. I should have purchased it. So let us quickly purchase 3 lakh worth of 4 lakh worth of inventory. So let us say one more transaction. Transaction number 4 is inventory debit 4 lakh and cash credit 4 lakh. Okay. That means whatever inventory 3 lakh we had to begin with, 4 lakh further we purchased and everything was sold off. बहुत complicated example तो नहीं बना दिया ना, very simple, just 2-3 things are happening. Okay, so just bear with me. So inventory would have gone off. Inventory is completely zero. Account receivable, do you have any account receivable any longer? No. The only asset is cash. So cash is how much? 40 you started with, plus 20 this one, and plus 16 you received from the account receivable, and minus 4 for this purchase. So this much cash would have been left. So let's do the cash calculation. कितना बचा भाई ये? This is 72 lakhs. 72 lakhs of cash. Let us go to the liability side. Capital, no information so far. So capital should be as it is, which is 35 lakh. We need to know profit for calculating retained earning. Is there any provision left? Let's see, provision. Provision would have been zero. How? Because in the beginning of this period itself, you had an opening balance of provision 4 lakh. So T account कैसे बनाते हैं? If you have something in the liability side, you put this value in the credit side. So you will create a provision for bad debt ka T account, and in the credit you would have put 4 lakh. This is where you would have started step 0 of T accounts. याद है, भूल गए? long back we had midterm, नहीं, ages ago, उसमें ऐसा क्या करते थे? Okay, so this 4 lakh would have been starting value, and here you have this provision in the debit side. So let us transfer this into the same T account. So 4 lakh in the credit side, 4 lakh in the debit side, both of these will nullify each other. That means there is no provision. So provision is also 0. Let us, this is how the balance sheet will look like. Let us do the income statement. How would income statement look like in the next year? Let us say income statement of the year 2021 is shown here. So you have sales of what value? Sales of 20 lakh rupees minus COGS of 7 lakh rupees. Let's see. This one will go into the income statement. This number will go into the income statement. Is there anything else which will go into the income statement? Let's go ahead and check one by one with some other color. Here, this highlighter. This one will go into the balance sheet. This one is also balance sheet number. This one is also a balance sheet number. This one again a balance sheet number. Again a balance sheet number. Again a balance sheet number. Now notice here, because we have provision, this number is also a balance sheet number. This one. Now what happened because of this? This is what happened. That because there was a cushion to take care of this particular loss, my this year's income statement did not affect because of the non-receipt of this 4 lakh rupees. So I could go about and show my profit as this number. That only sales minus COGS and a profit of 13 lakh rupees. How was my income statement in the previous year? In the previous year, it was like sales 20 lakh rupees minus COGS -7 and minus a loss of 4 lakh rupees in anticipation. So last year I had shown a profit only of 9 lakhs, but this year I am showing a profit of 13 lakhs. Has my performance improved from last year? Is it a correct picture? Is it showing a correct picture of the business? Or something is incorrect? Where should this 4 lakh of loss be shown? Over this 2-year period, over the year 2020 and 21, you have lost 4 lakh rupees, right? Because of non-receipt, a loss of 4 lakh has happened. My question is that where it makes more sense to show, by matching concept as well as by conservatism. Does it make more sense to show or chart the year 2020, or does it make more sense to chart the year 2021? Which one?
2020.
2020 only.
2020, because it is in this year you sold on credit. Had you not sold on credit, you would not have lost this 4 lakh, right? Even though you got to know that you are losing this 4 lakh in this year, it is actually a loss that should belong to this year. So this system of provisioning is not only allowing us to create a cushion, but also as a conservatism concept, but also as a result, we are following matching in a more appropriate sense. This is what is happening with cushion, that is called provision. How things would have changed if you would have said, "Jab loss hoga tab dekh lenge." That when you actually get to know that when you have lost the money, that is when you will show the expense. Then how things would have happened? This 4 lakh would not appear here. This 4 lakh would not have appeared here. But instead, when you actually lost this money, this is when you would have shown an expense. So instead of provision here, you would have shown an expense called bad debt expense. Bad debt expense यहाँ पे आता 4 lakh का. And this bad debt expense would have gone in the year 2021 ka profit and loss statement, right? So you would have shown the profit in that situation in this manner, that in first year it was 13 lakh of profit, and in the second year it was 9 lakh rupees of profit. Now situation A versus situation B, with provision and without provision. Now you see that what difference is it making? The fact that you are creating a provision. The difference is that if you don't create a provision, you are violating two concepts. One is anyway you are violating the conservatism concept by not showing anticipated losses, but also you would be violating the matching concept, because even though this loss was actually known in the year 2021, the year 2021 is not at all to blame. Let us say here in this particular year, Mr. A was the manager and here Miss B was the manager. Now, who do you think has performed the business better? Obviously, Miss B has performed better as compared to Mr. A. Why? Because even though the costs and sales was same, Mr. A has sold it on credit, everything on credit, and that has resulted in a loss of 4 lakh. Now, this would not have been visible if we would not have created provision. तो ये provision का फंडा समझ में आ गया कि कैसे create करते हैं और क्यों create करते हैं? यहाँ तक clear? Yeah.
Sir, if we had, if the loss was more than 4 lakhs.
अभी आते हैं उस पे. ये वाला अभी तक खाली case A किया है. That loss was exactly same. So now we will come to case B and case C. That what if loss was slightly more and what if loss was slightly less? Right now, all I have demonstrated is that what was the need to have the provision in the first place. Okay, so let's quickly do that. That what would have happened if the loss was somewhat more or somewhat lesser. These are the only 3 possibilities. One possibility was that loss was exactly 4 lakh. We have done this. Now let us consider that what if the loss is somewhat more. Let us say loss is 5 lakh instead of 4 lakh. Then what? Then everything will remain same. Only thing is that when you reach to this stage, when you reach to this stage, you got to know that actually the receipt of the money was account receivable credit 20 lakh, right? The only difference would be that when you actually receive the money, you got to know that this is not 16 any longer, but rather it is only 15 lakhs. So let us write 15 lakhs here. Cash is received only 15 lakh rupees. Now the problem is that your cushion is only worth 4 lakh. आपने इतने की ही तैयारी की थी. You were prepared only to absorb the cushion, absorb the loss in form of a cushion called provision to the extent of 4 lakh rupees. So the maximum you can debit is what all is lying in the provision. What was lying in the provision? The cushion. The maximum size of the cushion was 4 lakh rupees. ये कहां से आया 4 lakh? Look here, last year we had created this cushion. ये रहा यहाँ पे. What is the value of this cushion? Only 4 lakh rupees. So maximum it can absorb only 4 lakh rupees. So it has absorbed 4 lakh rupees by debiting itself. But the problem is that the maximum it could achieve was 4 lakh because that's the only amount that was, rather that's the maximum amount that was lying in this head. Now we are short of 1 lakh rupees here. See, the debit credit is mismatched. Why? Because loss has exceeded 4 lakh. There is 1 lakh rupees of additional loss. So you need to send it somewhere that there has been additional loss of 1 lakh. Now in this time you have no option but to create a loss in the year 2021. You will create a new loss of bad debt expense. Debit 1 lakh. Now how this would change things? This is how it would change things. Everything else will remain same. Now cash would go up only by 15 and this year's profit will fall down by 1 lakh rupees. So income statement, let's only consider the income statement. How will that look like? This is how it would look like in presence of this information. Now I will have one bad debt expense in the year 21 as well. Notice of the total 5 lakh rupees that you have lost, 4 lakh is appearing here and 1 lakh rupees is appearing here. Very strange thing happening, right? Same loss. What loss? Loss that you suffered because you sold on credit in the year 2020. But in this system, some part is appearing or already appeared as a loss in the 2020 and some part is appearing as a loss as loss in 2021. Now, is it sensible or is it violating some matching concept or something? Any opinion? Is it in any sense following matching concept or is it violating matching concept?
Sir, it is violating.
Violating.
Okay, it is violating. Why? Because you have suffered this loss because you did a credit sale in this period. Okay, so in that sense, it is violating. But what best you can do? Actually, there is one more argument for this. It's not that I'm going to tell you that there is one more treatment. Only I'm going to give you one more way to look at this. Basically, let us say you are a bank. We'll have the more related questions later on. Let me just put one argument in your ears. Basically, let us say who would be responsible for this performance, that you have lost 5 lakh rupees in terms of non-collection. Typically, businesses have a division which is responsible for credit collection. Now, in this year, when you did the credit sale, you said that I am taking this calculated bet. What is my calculated bet? That I am doing this credit sale knowing fully well that of which 4 lakh may be lost because of non-collection. Let us say next year comes and you lost actually 4 lakh rupees. What are you going to tell to your credit collection team? They did good or they did bad? You will say that nothing, neither good nor bad. Whatever I anticipated, that's exactly what you have done. But what if the collection was lesser and they have lost 5 lakh rupees? What are you going to tell them? They've done good or bad? You will say that you have not done the credit collection properly. Maybe it was inefficient. So in that sense, this is still following the matching concept, but this is only under assumption that we had not done an error in anticipation of the losses. Rather, we were not really efficient in collecting the money back. So in that sense, it is still following the matching concept, but you are right to say that it is not going to happen always so. So in that situation, this is the best we can do. That at least it is better than showing the entire 5 lakhs here. So if the recovery is lesser than the cushion, we will have no option but to show additional expenses in the year in which the additional loss has happened. So to some extent, it is violating the matching concept. So more follow-up question on this or more discussion on this, we will do it in the next class whenever we meet. Okay.